Bah! Hey everybody, this is Julian from Raw Physique again. Alright, today I'm gonna do a video on my truck, not fitness, but my truck. And that video is gonna be LED installation and the kit that I used, which I'll post over here. That's the kit that I got for the truck to have LED glow, which to me looks pretty pimp. I'm gonna go over how I installed it, where I installed everything, and show you some demos at night so you kind of see what it actually looks like. I'm also gonna show you some of the features it has, which I find pretty cool. But all right, if you want to take your truck to the next level, or to some people look completely stupid, then this is how you do it. So, essential to working on a truck or whatever the hell you're working on. Okay. Whew. So underneath, let me show you what it looks like. Here's the LED. Here's one LED light. I can't remember the length of this, but there's the rear tire. There's the LED. And here's another LED that's underneath the driver door. I got one band up front. On this side, there's another two because it's long, it's a truck. And then there's one in the rear. And then let me show you this. In the wheel wells, let me back up here. In the wheel wells, you have one line up here too. So you got each wheel well has one of these strips. So the ones for the tires are flexible, so they'll go along the wheel well, like I showed you in that one. And they just mount up in there, they screw. They have two little screw holes, one for each side of the LED strip. Let me show you the front. Gonna do this again. All right, if you can see, there is the LED strip right there. Oh, very embarrassing. I just set off my car alarm. That blows ass. So anyway, with the front ones, as you can see, these black mounts actually come with the kit to install these guys. So each one of these long strips, which there's a front one, which I'm at right now. There's one in the rear. Ooh. There's one in the rear of the truck. There's two on the left side of the truck, two on the right side of the truck, and one for each individual tire well. So all of them except for the tire well ones come with these clips right here. Very easy, they just clip in when you get the kit. It's very self-explanatory. So what I did, because I was worried about buildup or these falling off, is you can, if you want to, zip tie these as well, which I did on both sides of here. So zip tied it. Here's the actual power cable that runs and adjusts the lights with whatever setting you feel like you want to do, or set it to or color or all that good stuff. So just for the sake of it, I will show you the underside of what the rear looks like. And these all come in different lengths, and it'll tell you which one's the front, which one's the back, and like where to put them. The kit will tell you how to do that. So here is under the rear bumper. I ran mine above the hitch mount, and here you can see here's the little clips that come with the kit, and this one comes with two. And also you'll see it's blank on this end, and if you can see on this end right here, there is a thin cable that runs from here all the way to wherever you have the main body of the unit, which mine is located under the hood next to the engine, which I will show you. But while I'm here, you can see these coverings right here. See how there's a slit? I actually bought these at Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't remember the name of them. I'll post them up in the video as well. But I wrapped all the wiring in this because there's the wiring right there, if you can kind of see it. But anyway, I wrapped all the wiring with these plastic covers all the way to the front. So there they are right there. And if you can see, I just ran it along the body of the truck using, yeah, there you go, using zip ties to hold it together. The reason I used these plastic coverings right here to do that, and I ran all the wiring with the plastic coverings over them, because you're zip tying it to the body of the truck or the car, or whatever you're putting these on. And driving, wind blowing, constantly rubbing on metal like this, it's gonna sever that wire, and then you'll have to get a whole nother LED strip. These don't plug in or anything like that. They're literally, the wire just connects directly to this. There's no way that I've found that you could actually replace the wire if the wire gets cut. You have to replace this, you have to remount it, and then you have to run the wire all the way over again to wherever the main console is of the LED kit that you have. So another thing I wanted to show you is they have LED kits where the tire lights up, but you have to install them on the rear right here and drill holes into that the metal piece right here. It goes up and around, but it really brightens up the wheel itself, and I think it looks really good. I'll post up a picture of trucks that actually do that, but I didn't want to drill in there, and I was a little worried with off-roading if they would get ripped off and stuff, so I didn't do that myself. So anyway, I'm going to show you where I actually put the body, or the console, whatever the hell it's called, for the LED kit. So here is the jumble of wires. But you can kind of see there's wires everywhere because I do a lot of stuff. I have it running off this right here, which is a fuse that could trip, but then you could reset it. So I guess, you know, like a resettable fuse. Here, I'll test it. Bloop. So here's the resettable fuse. If it gets too hot or whatever, too much draw, that'll pop. I have my LEDs connected to it and my subwoofers, which I have a video on that you should check out. But anyway, I think I even showed how to install that, which I'm not going to go through now. But if you want to see that, just watch the subwoofer video and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. All right, anyway, back to the LEDs. Okay, so this jumble of wires, that's the LED wiring. This right here is, I'm going to have to flip it upside down, is the brain of the unit. So do you see all those connectors? Well, it's the connections for the unit. See all those connectors? Each one of those is its own LED strip. So the brain of the unit, which is actually back here, see LED glow? It was upside down, but yeah, it's right back here. It's just another square that connects to this through that wire. I just shoved it all back there and used zip ties to try to hold everything. And then there's also, I'm gonna flip it upside down again, a white wire right there, which I will describe to you what that does in a minute or so. All those wires, each individual LED strip. This can be set up with the wheel well LED strips, but I decided not to go that route for the reasons that I just explained. But anyway, I've all that module and everything tucked under there, zip tied together so it doesn't shake around. But I installed mine under the hood, kind of, you know, on that side, away from as much heat as you could possibly get it away from, because it does get hot in the engine. It does get hot in the engine bay, and you don't want it to like overheat or anything like that. So what you got to do is just choose what location you want to do it. If you could put it in the car, that would work too. The issue would be running the wiring from the LEDs on the outside of the car to the inside of the car, because the plugs for the LEDs, I'll take a picture and post it up here. Those plugs would have to actually fit through whatever hole on the body of your car will allow you to run the wire into the actual interior of the vehicle. Because what I found is there's really not that many places you could actually run cables from outside of the vehicle to inside of the vehicle, especially a plug that's like that big. Like, it's literally like half as big as my thumb. There's no hole in this unless you actually drill a hole with the F150 that I found that you could run it through. So to make a long story short, that's why I mounted it underneath the hood, and it runs through Bluetooth on the phone, which is kind of cool. The phone connects to it, and that's how you adjust all the settings and everything like that. So real quick, as for the white wire, this is what it does. Hold on. Boom. And boom. You can see it is on right now. So I have it to where it comes on when you open the door. So when the interior lights come on, this will come on. So it illuminates the ground, which I'll post a video up of that or a picture to kind of show you what it looks like. Looks really cool. I really like it like that. And I have it set to white. Oh, just turned off. I have it set to white, and you could have it set to whatever color you want when you open the door. So here, let me go under here again. Oh God. Oh, here they are. They are on again. You can see, let up here, the black casing right there, that has the wiring inside of it, again, for protection. That one's running to the wheel well. And what I did was, here's another one. So there's 3 cables inside of this. Actually, there's 2, sorry. There's 2 inside of this. So I have that one right there. This is connected to this wire. And then I have both of them feeding into here. And see, I use the zip ties to kind of hold everything tight. Try to keep it from shaking as much as possible. Because, yeah, the vibrating, shaking, wind blowing, it's gonna sever those wires eventually. And this took, like, no joke, this took me like 10 to 16 hours to do. Like, this is a big job, at least the way I did it. So there's 2, it ends up coming to 3 cables inside of one of the black cover casings that all run to that module up front. And on this side, when I showed you that rear earlier, it runs from the rear inside of the plastic covering to the tire wheel well one, to the smaller sidebar one, and then the longer one, and then the other tire one right there. It all ends up feeding the one thick covering. Now, when you add 3 of these wires to one single plastic covering, it barely fits. So I have 3 different size, 2 or 3 different size. I'll post up a picture of it over here, the ones I have. 2 or 3 different size plastic coverings in order to protect these wires while running them on the body of the truck. Here's just another example right here. Here's like the, I don't know what those are, but I guess brake lines, emergency brake lines, and then here's the safety plastic tubing or whatever it's called. Real quick, this is how I mounted underneath the truck. This is how I mounted these guys. See this? See this metal? I'll post a picture of it over here or something. This thin metal isn't part of the kit. What I did was I went to Lowe's and I got these thin metal strips. They're about inch and a half wide, but I got metal strips. I used a little metal saw, and I cut them a certain amount of length to make sure they could get the LED light strips kind of in the middle of this section right here, right? Because if you have them far on this side, if you mount these without using any type of like extender, then you're gonna lose some of the light performance. So if you mount it to the body, see, this is pretty far up here. Look how high that is. If you mounted these LED strips all the way up top, that light coming down is gonna be very narrow. So it's gonna be a very narrow stream of light hitting the ground right here. So the farther you bring it down here, first of all, the brighter it'll be here, and the more width that light will have coming from the LED light strip. If that makes sense. Just picture the light all the way up there. There's going to be a very narrow bandwidth of light that hits the ground. With this a little farther down, that light is going to be able to spread out over the ground a lot more. So anyway, that's what I did. I cut metal. I drilled in the holes here. I put these metal, whatever type of metal sheets these are here, and I bent them. They weren't bent, they were actually straight. So I bent them to kind of angle these, directly at the ground. So let me just show you here on this side. So same thing on this side. You can see a good view here. So I drilled these in, bent the metal strips, and then these little mount clips. God, that sounds like shit. I like ricers, but not like that. And I don't mind loud ricers either. Anyway, so here's the plastic mount that comes with the kit. I mounted the plastic mount to the mounts that I made myself in order to have these things like farther down. So when I tested it out and I put the actual LED strip here, I put it along this side, it was really killed the performance of the LED lights, like a lot. So yeah, that's why I mounted it this way, and I think it turned out really well. So that's something to consider if you have a jacked up truck, or if you're gonna mount them in a location like this. You really should get some type of attachments like this, bend them, and then mount these guys to those mounts. Mount the mounts to the mounts that are mounted to your truck. Oh, it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, but I swear I do. So anyway, that's how I mounted those underneath to give you the most amount of glow as possible. Also, let's take you to the wheel well again. So here's the wheel well. So this is what I was talking about. There's a, let's see if I could get a better view, a single screw right here that mounts this, and then a single screw on that side. There's the plastic covering I was talking about to help protect the wire. So what I did was I bought just some plastic, I don't even know what you call them. You could use any type of plastic or mount, and I made two new, well, I didn't make two new, but it adds, so you have 1, 2, 3 things holding this on now. 3 screws, and then whatever plastic mount you decide to add to it. And so what I did was I added one there and there just to beef this up a little bit, because this is on the wheel well like that. And I don't know if you've ever driven in the snow, slushy weather, anything like that. You know, all the shit that builds up and ice like that accumulates on the car. The last thing I wanted to do was, after spending freaking shit, probably 16 hours installing these, was having the first time it snowed, a giant clump of ice or snow build up underneath the wheel well to just rip those damn things down. And there's literally only 2 screws holding it on from the kit. I just screwed them directly into the plastic right there. So yeah, anyway, that's why I used the extra mounts, was because I was worried, you know, taking it out in the snow, last thing you want is all that heavy saturated snow and ice to rip those down, because it's a pain in the ass to rewire everything again. That would be a nightmare. So one more thing, there's like a little control something, I don't know what the name of it is. Oh god, what is it? LED glow. It's got a little controller right here, little wireless or Bluetooth controller, and you could just skip through. You could turn them on and off. You can change the different patterns and colors they do, and the timing of the patterns and covers. Patterns and colors. It's been a long day. I don't know what I'm talking about. And it comes with a little like keychain clip. I leave it right. I don't know if you can see that. I just leave it right in the little hole right here. But I use my phone anyway. I like using the phone a lot better. You have ultimate control that way. And you can make like custom like low patterns, and it's just the custom ability is almost endless with these guys. Oh yeah, anyway, one thing I wanted to say, you could set it to come on when I was showing you, when you like open the door, like with the interior lights, you have to run a wire, and so you have to find a wiring diagram for wherever the hell or whatever vehicle you have, but it's like a 12-volt wire that only comes on during the times that the interior lights are on, because most states it's illegal to drive around with them on, and you will get pulled over. I do it. I get pulled over. I've been pulled over in multiple states with it. The cops are usually pretty chill about it. I don't think I've ever got a ticket. I don't know, for having the LEDs on. And they really don't like it if it's blue or red. But anyway, I think I hopefully answered the questions enough. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll try to get to you. You should check out my other video I just did on fitting 37s on a truck that had 35s on it. Super pimp. Or check out any of the other videos over here or over here. And please subscribe wherever the hell that's at. And all right, y'all, that's it for today. Peace.